Well, ladies and gentlemen, at long last, my Elden Ring Collector's Edition has finally arrived. It's a very bittersweet scenario because I ordered this day one, and I'll kind of end up going into the story of how I ended up getting my hands on this bad boy. But needless to say, it ended up taking this long for it to arrive, and it cost me over $100 in shipping alone. And it was supposed to arrive a lot sooner. It was such a headache going through the Bandai Namco store. So just a heads up on that. But anyways, this collector's edition is supposed to end up including all of this stuff. Most of all, it's got the Malenia figurine, which I think is going to be absolutely awesome. Just trying to see how I end up actually opening this. But I thought we'd open this together and I would share my tale. So the collector's edition is very difficult to get your hands on, to say the least, because, well, it was sold out everywhere. Because of it being sold out everywhere, it meant that it was very difficult to even find in a store, and at first I was trying to order it locally. Aha! So we seem to get an art book out of this. Is this really that thick an art book? No, there's stuff behind it. But I was fortunate enough to be able to catch on to the Bandai Namco store when they ended up adding more of the collector's edition, because at first they were sold out. They're sold out everywhere. Look at this fancy art. I guess it's just concept art and stuff. But I'm really happy that I was able to get my hands on it, because if there was one collector's edition that I wanted, it was for Elden Ring. Not necessarily for the art book. I'm not really the biggest fan of stuff like this, but having physical items I think is always really cool. And you know, I'm not against the amount of money I spent because of supporting the product, and that's kind of why I ended up doing it through the Bandai Namco store, was because I felt that most of my proceeds would end up going towards like the company. I absolutely hated their store, dude. It was just metal case. Just the fact that I had to deal with customer service like way more than I should have, and the fact that it ended up taking this long. But I don't mean to constantly complain about it. Okay, so I have a code for the Elden Ring OST, which, I mean, I could just get that on YouTube, but I'll take it. And then the metal case, which is really cool. Another thing you guys might be wondering is, why am I getting, you know, why the PS5 version? Well, I have a bunch of friends that have the game on PS5, and I knew that if I wanted to play this game day one as soon as possible, I would play it on PC. Now, of course, I main most video games on PC if I have the option to, because as a content creator, it means that you know, I can produce content for the game on PC the easiest because of my recording setup and everything. When I end up playing it on PS5, though, I might do like a one-off video to just talk about the comparisons between the game on PC and PS5, because I've heard that it runs way better on the home console versions. So I guess this is the Malenia figure. It's pretty light, all things considered. Okay, so it just opens like kind of sideways box. So this is cool. The box actually kind of doubles as like a backdrop within Radahn's fight, because she ended up, Malenia ended up fighting Radahn, so that's pretty neat. So we got her sword. That's pretty cool. I ended up actually just beating her the other day. Incredible boss fight. Trying to be very cautious lifting this thing up, but there it is. Very, very cool. So it seems like it almost looks like she can move, but I don't know if she actually can. Like, I think that's just for the visual functionality of it. Maybe her hand ends up gripping the sword better or something. Otherwise, I think that's it. I think it just kind of rests very lightly in her hand, which is really, really cool. This is awesome, dude. The thing is, I ended up getting, like, the only other big figure I ended up getting for like a collector's edition was with the Final Fantasy VII remake, which was really cool and everything, but they ended up giving me a very high quality action figure, so I could change its pose and move it around and stuff like that. And because of the fact that it had more moving parts, I actually ended up arriving broken. So that was very expensive. I got another video that talks about that. But with this, I'm a lot happier with the fact that it's a static, you know, like this is all I want it for in the first place, is to just stand there and look cool. Why would I want it to be able to move around? So I think that's awesome, dude. But yeah, you guys might not be able to see, there's like little details in her arm and everything that almost look like it's an automaton and able to move. But I think that that's just added detail. So for those that have played Elden Ring, this is actually the secret boss of the game. It doesn't look like she comes off of the plate on the bottom. And again, you can tell with these weapons on the ground and stuff that this is supposed to be her within Rodan's battlefield. I don't think, yeah, it doesn't look like her helmet comes off or anything. Honestly, I don't really want to push it more than I have to, but this is why I got the collector's edition, and very, very happy with this. It's absolutely awesome. I'm gonna set up and get things ready to start playing on PS5. Very carefully put her back in her little safety case here. You know what? Before I do that, I could show you guys very carefully. Dun dun. Oh man, that looks so cool. That's beautiful. Absolutely awesome. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider smashing like. You can sub for more, because I'm going to keep covering Elden Ring on the channel, even if I don't play the PS5 version on the channel. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal game. Not only game of the year in my eyes. I mean, obviously we got other big games coming out this year. But Elden Ring's one of those rare games that ended up becoming one of my favorite games of all time. Not just for this year, but I absolutely love it. Can't recommend it enough. And I'm so happy that this arrived. I'm really happy that it didn't arrive broken.